I'm going to show you an iced tea with a twist. Now I have made plenty of fruity iced teas in my Thermomix, perfect for summer and so much cheaper than buying them out. But today I want to show you something a little different, which is the iced cardamom tea. Okay, so it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, like a warming, it's a cool version on a warming drink. Okay, so if you like your spiced hot chocolates and those sorts of things, you will love this recipe. So let's get started. You'll see it's a US recipe. I love how we've got the variety of recipes from different countries. And it is just a serve too, which I'm going to stick with today. I don't tend to give my kids tea. So let's pour this in, 14.5 ounces. Now you could use a dairy-free milk alternative. Certainly would work fine. We've just got an unhomogenized milk here. Use what you normally use, okay? 1 tablespoon of ground cardamom. And at that point in time, I need to actually pause because I have bought in the cardamom pods and not the ground cardamom. So let me go dash back to the kitchen and I'll grab the ground. I'll see you in a sec. Okay, I'm back. Now, if I had known earlier that I was making a mistake, I actually would have milled my cardamom down first. But because I put the milk in there, it's great if I've got a second bowl set. I can put the second bowl set in, I can mill my cardamom pods down to cardamom powder. So that's one of the advantages of having a second bowl set, is the ability to make it super fine and easily. Obviously I was unprepared, so we'll just call it that. So 1 tablespoon of cardamom ground, in it goes. 2 teaspoons of black tea leaves. Now, it's not something I would normally have on hand, but what I do have is tea bags, and 1 tea bag is usually about a teaspoon. So let's go with 2 tea bags. I just rip the top off and put them in. And again, your own preferences to the tea type or brand and that sort of stuff. We actually don't drink tea very often unless it's in the iced variety, or in a spiced hot chocolate, so in winter. 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. I'm actually going today with the monk fruit, and I'm not using brown, obviously. This is something that hubby and I will often use just because of the lack of sugar. I mean, it's still a sugar, it's still a sweetener, but you don't get the sugar hit from it. So if it's not for the kids, we'll tend to do that. And then some, what's this called? Vanilla. Homemade vanilla in the Thermomix, which is just amazing. If you've not ever made your own vanilla, it's time to give it a go. If you've got a Thermomix, not only will it save you money, but you know what's in it, and it just lifts the dishes and things you make to the next level. Just amazing. Okay, on with the lid, and this is going to now heat up to what is 195 Fahrenheit. Now this, as much as I'm in Australia, this recipe is from the UK, so that's why it's in the Fahrenheit. It actually doesn't bother, it doesn't matter, because all I'm going to do is use warm-up mode, swing the dial around, and off it goes. So that's the beauty of guided cooking. Now, if you are following along at home, because I know a lot of you guys have a TM31, a TM5, or a TM6 with no cookie do. Not many of you have a TM6 with no cookie do, I know, but those of you with a 31 or a 5, how do you do this? What I would suggest is you put yours on slow stir, put it on, so normally with the Fahrenheit to Celsius, I tend to divide it in half and go, okay, that's about 85 degrees. Put it on 85 degrees and put it on for, I'm going to say 5 minutes, but if it's not up to temperature, and you guys know how to read the screen if it's not up to temp. You know you've got your little number there and your big number, and on your TM31 you've got the flashing light to tell you when it's there, it's solid. So, check if it's got up to temperature. If not, just put it on a bit longer, all right? It doesn't matter if it's, going forward, it's not going to chop anything else, so it's really easy to be able to use this even if it's in your 31 or your 5, okay? So, fill 2 glasses with ice cubes and set aside. Okay, we've got a glass shortage in my house. We have for many years. It's something where when we had kids decided that glasses were going to be part of our past because they break, right? So we actually don't have many. So I have 1 glass. I think I've got another one somewhere in the house, but I'll just pour out one today before I'll use one of the awesome tumblers from Thermomix Mix Shop. Okay, so that's how I use the other one. If you are in the market for travel tumblers, I can highly recommend the Thermomix Mix Shop ones. They are great. Now you can see as this goes up to temperature, you can see that it is telling you what it is inside. So you've got 130 or 140, now I have 195. With this warm-up mode, which you've got on your mode screen, so if I just jump out for a second, let me just show you a second. If I swipe sideways, you've got your modes on your TM6. Now I love the modes, especially the warm up, because it means you can put in your hot chocolate mix or your soup or your baby food or whatever it might be for you, and you can say, hey, I want it to warm up too, and you click on warm up, and okay, we're in Australia, so it would usually say Celsius, and I want it to warm up to say 60 degrees Celsius. So 60 is about that temperature where it starts burning your tongue. So when you're pouring in your drink into your cold coffee cup, that hot drink's going to lose temperature, it's going to be perfect. Or maybe you decide that's not good enough, I need it a bit hotter because I spend too long procrastinating before I drink it, I need it 80 degrees. Or typically teas are about that 85 degrees. So you can warm up to what temperature you want, and it will just continue to clock around until it gets to that temperature. So super handy to understand how these features work on the TM6, because there's so many ways you can then use it to warm up whatever it might be, whatever liquid. It is best for liquidy things. If you're going to put in a risotto, you're going to end up with slush, so don't do a risotto. But if you had a curry that was nice and runny, a curry would reheat up really easily. So that's the reheating function called warm up on your modes of your TM6. A really helpful tool in there. So we are just about done. Have a look. 185 of 195. I really wanted to stop it early because I really just want to pour this out and show you and taste it and tell you what it tastes like. Because if you like that spice flavor on things, and it's not a hot spice, I'm not talking about like a chili, I'm talking like cardamom and cinnamon and that sort of nutmeggy Easter kind of theme, okay? So come on, 185. Okay, I want to stop it early, I'm going to stop it early, all right? So you in your own kitchen, you'd walk away and do something more important, pack the dishwasher, go make a phone call, okay? I'm stuck here talking to you guys because I want you guys to give these recipes a go, okay? I love nothing more than knowing that you are getting more and more out of your Thermomix, okay? I've been a Thermomix owner now for 9 and a bit years. If there are still new recipes that I've not tried before and I am bringing to you as recipes, and I love them, and then I put them into my repertoire. And you know, even when you get in a rut and you make the same thing over and over again, if I can inspire you to get out of that rut and use it for so much more and save money and time and those sorts of things, then I'm a happy lady. So that's what it's about here. Anyway, fill 2 glasses with ice to taste and set aside, and then strain the tea through a fine mesh sieve. If I'm doing a large amount, I actually just strain it through my simmering basket. There's only 2 serves here. So I'm actually just going to strain it. Oh, I left some of the tea on the top. Oh well. There's a note for you guys. When you put your tea in, put it beside the blades, not on the blades. Okay? Strain over the ice cubes. This is just a strainer from, I think, like T2 or something from years ago that sits in my drawer. And, oh my goodness, it looks amazing. I think you need quite a large quantity of ice cubes because of the fact that you're putting in something that's actually quite warm. Okay, so it doesn't say chill, it doesn't say leave it sit there to infuse, it actually is like go straight for it kind of thing. But I'm gonna have a taste. I'm just gonna sit this aside and let me tell you what it tastes like. Oh, I made a mess. Normally make a mess. Do you guys make a mess in your kitchen too? Mind you, the mess of a Thermomix is so much less than the mess of normal kitchen life, right? If you don't have a Thermomix. All right, let me taste it. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. It actually reminds me a little bit of years ago. We used to run a head office cooking class, and we used to make a lassi at that. That reminds me a lot of a lassi. So if you like something a little different, if you've got people over and you're like going to be entertained and I want to do something a little different for them, a little special, give this recipe a go. Easy. You've probably, if you're a seasoned Thermomix owner, I bet you've got the spices already, the things required, but definitely I can highly recommend this recipe. You will be impressed with that. So otherwise, guys, thanks for joining me today. I do hope you're feeling inspired by what you can do in your Thermomix. I hope you're gaining confidence in these videos. Reach out if I can support you in any way with your Thermomix journey. But otherwise, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.